Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Action with Jaxson. I'm here with my buddy Cayden Barclay here. We're about to talk about some college baseball. Thank you again to StreamYard for powering this stream for us. Cayden, let's start off with Texas, Missouri. Any key points or anything you noticed from that game last week?
Oh, yeah, man, just another dominant pitching by Texas baseball. Mizzou obviously not doing too hot in the SEC this year, but they came in. Gasparino had a weekend. I think he hit 4 or 5 homers on the weekend. 2
Yeah,
and
I
1
think it was
goal,
4 home
4.
runs.
I think it was 4, but he had 2 in
stud.
game 2 and then 2 in game 3. So he really needed that. He was batting, I think, 270 on the year, so that really boosted him. What else? Other than that, man, Jared Spencer had a day. Pitching overall did really well. But yeah, I mean, Mizzou just has a lot of work to do. So
yeah, so I know Galvin and A-Rod, they kind of went down. I saw Galvin in the midweek game against Texas State, so he obviously is fine. But with A-Rod, what do you think is going to happen with him? Do you think he'll be able to play? And have they announced if he's going to play this weekend against Georgia in a series y'all really need him?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been one of our better hitters as a freshman coming in, batting it was 3-hole, 1.5-hole the couple weekends after that. So I mean, he's been hot. No, I don't know, man. Honestly, they said it was going to be day to day. So I saw Galvan in there on Tuesday and was kind of confused. But yeah, we definitely need A-Rod in there. We're having some struggles at third base with errors. Borba's making a couple. A-Rod still has some work to do. But yeah, we definitely need A-Rod back in the lineup. So hopefully when the injury report comes out, he's not on it.
Yeah, and I have another question. I mean, y'all's pitching has been so dominant, but I mean, what would your thoughts? I mean, I've been seeing Ruger Riojas has been really holding it down for you guys these past 2 weekends on that Sunday slot. What would your thoughts of maybe moving him to be the Saturday or Friday guy? I feel like he's, in my opinion, doing a lot better than Luke has been doing. I think Ruger these past 2 weekends has looked phenomenal, especially against LSU. I mean, as an LSU guy, we really couldn't do much off of Ruger. So, what is your thoughts? You think he's doing great in that Sunday slot, or would you want to move him to another day?
Him starting, coming from the closing spot, I'd honestly want him to be a Sunday starter one more weekend. Now that also depends on coming up with Georgia, kind of how Georgia hits. Georgia's been smashing the baseball. So I mean, if they've been hitting better from a left-handed pitcher, and we lose game 1, then hell yeah, let's put Ruger in the Saturday slot and see what he's got, because he's kind of got that dog factor in him. But honestly, if I'm coming from a closing pitching standpoint, I'd want to keep him on Sunday just until he gets and ramps up his pitch count. I think the past 2 weekends he's been at 75, something like that. So that's pretty good. But I'd keep him Sunday for now until we can really evaluate as we go in SEC play and see where we need to go. Luke's been great. I mean, he's been a steady workhorse. It's obviously nothing crazy, but he comes in there and he gets innings. He eats up innings, which is what you want as a starting pitcher. He gets to the 6th inning, I think, his last 2 outings. So he's been doing really good.
Yeah, so moving on to the Alabama series against OU, which I thought was the series of the weekend. It went to a rubber match on Sunday. Bama pulled away in the very end. What do you think about this Bama team? I think they've showed another weekend that how deep their bullpen really is. I think other than Tennessee, I think they have the deepest bullpen in baseball right now. What's your thoughts on that in Bama right now?
Bama's hot. I mean, they really put up a fight against Tennessee. I mean, it was kind of crazy. And then, they did really, really good against OU. And OU's a great team, man, number 10 in the country. They're hitting the baseball well. They love their coach. I've had some buddies play for them, and he went to Bama, and they just love their coach. They love playing behind that guy. So I think when you have that kind of morale in the locker room, you're always going to play better together when you have a coach that you want to play for. And they love their pitching coach as well. I think they are going to go to Omaha. I don't know if they have the power enough to win it, but that time will tell. I think they're a really good team. They're hitting the ball well. Their bullpen's really good, so we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll get more to OU later when we talk about that LSU-OU matchup, which is going to be a fun one. But real quick on Kyson Witherspoon. I mean, this guy's been great on the mound. I would make an argument that he's a top 10 pitcher in baseball. What do you think about Kyson for OU?
Yeah, he's a dog. Kid's a dog. He's it's going to be – the game tonight's going to be really good. I'm excited to see what he comes out with, especially going up against Cade Anderson. Like, that dude's legit. So it's gonna be a rubber match for sure.
All right, so now moving on. Speaking of Cade Anderson, LSU swept State this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and say kind of what I got. I Anderson Cowan on Friday. That 1-2 punch is damn near unhittable. I mean, State kind of hit a little bit early off of Anderson, but Zach Cowan came in there and threw scoreless. I mean, they had, I don't know, I want to say 2 hits. I could be wrong though. I mean, they really didn't do much off of Cowan. Friday, that was a great game, and then Saturday, Ianson finally gave that outing that we needed out of him. Did a great job against a great pitcher in Nico Cone, or against Pico. And honestly, I think Pico's the real deal. Pico's a great pitcher, and I was very impressed with how we won that game Saturday, because that was the game I thought we were going to lose. What was your thoughts? I'll get to Sunday, but what was your thoughts on really that series that LSU had, or State? I mean, what do you think State needs to do to turn it around? Because I don't think they're half bad of a team. They hit the ball well. It's just like they can't. They find ways to lose games late in the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really comes down to pitching for them. I mean, they're batting right around 300 on the year. I mean, you can't. When you're a head coach looking at that, like you can't really ask for more. I mean, batting 300 on the year, your team's hitting the ball. Now, whether it's timely hitting, who knows? You know, it could be hits in late innings when it doesn't matter, but they're batting 300. So, I mean, coming up against especially LSU, Cade Anderson, Cowan, Ianson, who has struggled. I mean, that Saturday was definitely the game where you're like, okay, Mississippi State's going to take one here because Ianson struggled. They're going to try to get deep in counts, get walks, which he's been doing, and then boom, take advantage. But LSU was better. I mean, going up against Cade Anderson, I honestly don't know if he's going to lose a game. That kid's legit. Ianson, once again, yeah, I mean, he had a weekend. And then you got guys like Curiel over there hitting. The roster's legit, man. So
yeah, Curiel, man, he won middle of the season freshman of the year, or like he's up for it or whatever. I saw they posted about that. I think he's obviously the front runner. I know Tennessee's got that kid, but I mean, maybe I'm being biased, but I think Curiel can hit circles around him. I will say Sunday it's really been a big concern for me. Like Chase Shores, I mean, he's got a great arm. He's got all the talent in the world, but he just can't throw strikes. And when he does, I mean, maybe he'll get a couple strikeouts, but teams really seem to shell off of him. I mean, Texas, I mean, that was bad. And then Mississippi State, luckily LSU scored, 8-9 runs in the first inning of the game, to where we really kind of put our foot on the gas and didn't take it off offensively. But if we don't score that many runs, I mean, we're not winning that game. You know, our bullpen on Sunday scares me. So hoping Shores can turn it around. He also got a stinger in the eye, a ball ricocheted off his glove, hit in the eye. So I really don't know how that is. I haven't heard much on if he's going to play.
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, Jay Johnson hasn't opened up. He didn't finish yet. I mean, he was a shiner. It was pretty bad. Or not like, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but like his eye was pretty he was a dog. He tried to play through it, but we ended up taking him out. We'll get more to LSU and then when we get our predictions. But Kentucky A&M, that was an interesting series to watch, especially the way that Sunday game, or I guess Saturday game ended. Third game of the series. What was your thoughts on that? I didn't even know a curfew rule was a thing.
Yeah, honestly, I'd never heard of that ever. It was weird. I saw it on X or Twitter, whatever you call it, and was like, what? I didn't know you could do a curfew rule. And then I saw it, and it's definitely Bush League. It's definitely Bush League. But when you're coming from Kentucky's standpoint, they hit the ball. I mean, they scored 10 runs. When you're A&M, you can't give up 10 runs. You're going to lose games doing that. So do I think A&M was coming back in the bottom of the eighth? No. But I mean, by the way their season's gone, no. But it's definitely Bush League. Definitely Bush League. And I mean, I think Early did the right thing, standing up for his players too, going out and standing on home plate, not moving, not looking the coach in the eye and just shaking his hand, frustrated. Like, it's definitely Bush League, but don't give up 10 runs. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, I think it would have been a lot different if it was like a 1 or 2 run game, but because I believe it was a 5-run game. But that's just been that inning right there has just been A&M's luck all season. I mean, really just, it's getting worse and worse. I mean, in Kentucky was a series they definitely could have won. Kentucky's not a bad baseball team, but they're not a great baseball team. Definitely not the team they had last year.
No.
I really don't know. I mean, I think A&M has a lot of talent, but they just can't hit right now. I mean, they did score, 14 runs on game 1, or was it game 2? They scored a lot of runs. Like, they can hit sometimes, but they're not consistent enough. And then on the mound, you got Prager throwing for like eight innings, and then you take him out and you don't have anybody to throw. That bullpen is not as deep as everyone thought it was going to be either. So
no, I mean, when you're coming from Prager's standpoint too, like it's the most frustrating thing when you're on a Golden Spikes, award watch list and you're not winning games because you don't have people behind you hitting, and then you don't have guys coming behind you in the bullpen to finish it out. So that's just frustrating. I mean, they definitely have the talent all over the field. Cayden Kent, Jace Laviolette, it sucks. Grahovac went out, and then I think Sorrell just got back. So, I mean, they have talent all over the field. They just got to put it together. I mean, like I was saying earlier, timely hitting, dude. If you don't have timely hitting, you keep getting guys on with 2 outs, what are you doing? You have to get 2 out hits, and it's just not going to happen that way. So they get timely hitting and configure some sort of bullpen. It might look up, but until they do, I mean, it's going to be the way it is right now.
Yeah. Moving on to Auburn, Georgia this past weekend. That was really a series that's kind of a letdown for me. Georgia swept Auburn. I mean, like, if I was an Auburn fan, I wouldn't freak out about it because Georgia's a damn good baseball team. But I mean, really, I thought Auburn would pick up a game or two. They had several opportunities. It just kind of sucks for them. I will say Goldstein, as Georgia's Friday guy, he really hasn't showed me anything on him being anything elite. I know Wes Johnson's great when it comes to pitching, but I don't know. It really kind of seems like it doesn't matter who Georgia has on the mound because they hit the ball so well. What's your thoughts on either of the teams in that series?
I think Auburn's a scrappy program. I was shocked that they got swept. I mean, SEC, you can't get swept. I mean, you've got to at least get at least one. So them getting swept to me is, I mean, yeah, you're okay because it's still early in the year, but you can't do that. But Georgia, man, they've just been able to hit their way out of it, honestly. I'm still not sure on their starters yet either. I mean, Goldstein, to me, it's who knows. I mean, he's just got such good hitting right now to back him up that he looks good, I think they've got some struggles to figure out, but I mean, we got a good series this weekend with Texas, Georgia. We'll see what they're really about and whether Texas guys show up. So,
yeah. So Arkansas this past weekend swept Vanderbilt, a couple really good baseball games. But they really controlled the series for the most part. Arkansas's pitching, I know I'm kind of going back on what I said earlier in the season. Arkansas's pitching has really gotten a lot better. Zach Root has just been on the money, man, made me eat my words on what I said about him about 3 weeks ago. I was a little nervous for Arkansas and their pitching, but man, he has came alive and they're hitting some well. And then that play by Aloy, I mean, what a play.
Ridiculous. The dude's ridiculous.
He is. And he hits the ball well too. I mean, Arkansas really right now is hitting a stride. And honestly, I think they look like one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country right now.
Yeah. I've said this about Arkansas for a long time. I mean, we've had pitching. Arkansas has had pitching. You got Zach Root, Gackle. I mean, you got even young guys like Bybee and I'm forgetting the other guy's name. But you got guys like Bybee like that coming in that just are pumping 95 like it's nothing. Like these dudes, they got some dudes pitching. And then my biggest thing has been Nate Thompson, man. He's had a question mark for the last 2 years because Arkansas just hasn't been able to hit. So I think putting that together, I mean, when Aloy's doing what he's doing, you got Irondale hitting, you got Maxwell. I mean, you got all these guys that are getting timely hitting. They're winning games, man. Like Arkansas is putting up a lot of runs, which was surprising to me. Like when you're coming from the way the year started, when it was very confusing, it looks like, oh, another Arkansas team. They're not hitting great. Well, they're hitting the ball right now. I mean, they look scary. So sweeping Vandy is a big deal. I mean, Vandy's a great program. They always have dudes. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think this Vanderbilt team is as good as people think. I think Arkansas, great win. It's hard to sweep a team. But I just, dude, man, I'm going to be honest. I think Vanderbilt's a tournament team, but I don't think there's a way I see them hosting at all. I don't know. I don't think their pitching's great. They really could have lost the series to A&M. I think they really should have, but I don't know. Great series win for Arkansas, sweeping. But Vanderbilt's a team that I really just have not been high on this season, and I think a team like Mississippi State looks better than Vanderbilt, in my opinion. I know that's kind of a hot take. We're going to find out as the season goes on. Moving on, Tennessee swept South Carolina. Really not much I can get out of that one other than Tennessee looked great again. Yeah. Their pitching has been awesome. And South Carolina really did try to scratch and claw. But, I mean, dude, Tennessee, they just keep rolling. What do you think about this past series?
Dude, I mean, to be honest, I haven't had much to watch. I haven't had time to watch Vitello's squad that much, honestly. I know that they're hitters. They always have hitters. They come out swaggy and just loving the game, playing hard and aggressive, and they always have a couple guys that are throwing 98, 99. I know that, but they're the team to beat, supposedly. I need to catch a game and see what they're really about. I've just been focused on Texas and seeing what they've been doing so far because it's been pretty incredible. But Tennessee, man, we're going to have to see. They're the number one team. They're the team to beat right now, so.
Yeah, I watched their game against Bama last week, the game that they dropped. I mean, they looked like a good team, but the game they dropped against Bama was not losing that game. I mean, a robbed homer. LeBron had a couple really big hits. I mean, I don't know. Moving on, FSU had the ACC and pitcher and player of the week. Alex Lotus was the player of the week, and Joey Vellini was the pitcher of the week. Just big props to them. Going into predictions for this week. So the number one, I got Ole Miss tonight. I guess this is tonight. So first game that we got is Ole Miss versus Kentucky. Who do you got?
I'm going Ole Miss here, man. They're playing great right now. They kind of surprised me at the beginning of the year with the way they played in that tournament. They didn't play the greatest, but they looked like they just had the pieces to put it together, and they're sort of putting it together. So I'm going to go Ole Miss here. Honestly, I don't think Kentucky has the squad to handle with it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think Ole Miss is a better team all around. But I think Kentucky is something to prove too. It wouldn't surprise me if they did in the series, but right now I'm going to have to agree with you, go with my gut. I think Ole Miss is the better team, and I think they take it. Now, we've got a top 15 matchup, LSU versus OU. Tonight, actually, is the first game at 6 o'clock. Kai Witherspoon versus Cade Anderson. I think this is the pitching matchup of the year. As of coming up to now, it's the pitching matchup of the year. Obviously, we'll get better ones later on. But this is a matchup I've been really excited about. Both pitchers have just been really tough to beat. Who do you think takes this series?
I think it depends. Cade Anderson comes out and does what he does. LSU wins Friday night for sure. But when it gets to Saturday and Sunday, man, it depends on how Shores and Ianson do. If they only go 3-4 innings and you have to get into your bullpen, the bullpen's got to figure it out. If the bullpen doesn't figure it out, I think OU takes 2 out of 3. But I think either Shores or Ianson's going to figure it out, and they're going to go farther than 4 innings. So I'm going to take LSU here, 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't want to eat my words and say that we're going to sweep like I did last time. I know he's got a smirk on his face. Don't worry. We'll see him in postseason. Anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to win this series. I think we win Friday, and I think we win Saturday too. I think Sunday is going to be tough. I just don't really know. But honestly, if we hit like we did last Sunday, we could sweep. I don't think it's crazy to say that we could sweep. I will say they beat a very good Bama team. And really could have won the series. That Sunday game was back and forth as well. I think LSU wins the series 2-1. I think it's Friday, Saturday that we do win. I think Ianson, he pitched his outing of the year, other than when he played against South Alabama, his outing of the year. I think he's another really good outing. The only thing is it's in Norman, but I mean, they're not known for their baseball crowds at all. So I mean, I guess it's home field advantage, I guess, in theory, but it's not an SEC home field advantage. So I think, I agree. I think LSU wins 2 out of 3. I'm not going to sip the Kool-Aid and say we're going to sweep. I would love a sweep, and I could see it. I could definitely see LSU sweeping, but I'm going to go with LSU 2-1. Moving on to an interesting matchup more than it is on paper. A&M versus number 1 Tennessee. What sticks out to you with this matchup? Who do you think wins? Do you think A&M has a shot?
I don't know. This is one of those college baseball things where you're like, A&M's about to come out right here. They just had this whole crap with Kentucky. Like, they're going to come out here and win Friday night, and you're like, oh, holy cow. I see that scenario happening. A&M comes out with some fire in their butt. Laviolette comes out and hits some more home runs, and then you got Kent lead off, all this stuff. I see it. But the way things are going right now, the way they're trending, I think Tennessee sweeps, man.
Yeah, and I mean, another thing you got to think of, this whole A&M team stayed, and that's the team that they lost to in the championship last year. I know I've heard people say all over Twitter the series is that they're going to win is Texas and Tennessee.
Yeah.
I know obviously you disagree with that. I don't think they win this weekend, but dude, Friday night we got Prager versus Doyle. That's another really big pitching matchup. If A&M's bats can match it up, I could totally see maybe a win. But dude, Liam Doyle has just dominated this year. I think he's the best pitcher in baseball, honestly. That might be a crazy take, but Liam Doyle really oh man, that kid's got some good stuff. So it's going to be hard to hit off of him. But last Friday, or I guess Thursday, A&M looked good against Kentucky. They hit the ball a lot better than they had been doing. I mean, this series, honestly, I think they look drastically improved, aside from that last game they lost, than they had all year. They're making improvement, but it's like getting to a point to where, hold up, let me look up their. I mean, they're getting the meat half of the season to where you still haven't played Texas, LSU. Obviously you got Tennessee these weekend, 3 top 10 matchups. I mean, do you have their schedule pulled up? Is that what you're looking at?
No, I got I just have the batting averages here and a couple of stats right here.
Yeah.
Let me go to let's see if there's any other conference.
Yeah, so I don't know. They got some tough. Did you hear Trudy in the background bark?
No, what did Trudy say?
He was just screaming. Anyways, I don't know, but I'm gonna make my prediction here. I think A&M shocks the world, and I think they win a game. I don't think they sweep. You know what? Honestly, screw it. Go ahead and wave the maroon flag real quick. Aggie Nation picks up the series win in Knoxville. Give me the Aggies. I said it. Give me the Aggies. Prager is a great game. And then I think Lampkin is a great game. I think they win the series, shock the world. Call me crazy. I don't know, but maybe I'll be known as a genius after this weekend. So we'll be moving on.
I don't know. I mean, A&M's batting 267 on the year, and this is the best pitching they've faced. So if they do it, all power to A&M, man. They deserve it. They deserve it, but I don't see it happening.
Underdog stories happen.
You're right.
And this is the halfway point in the year. This is the series they need. Tennessee can afford to drop a series. We all know Tennessee's legit. A&M needs to show this, and I think they do it. So let's move on. We got Iron Bowl matchup, Auburn, Alabama. Very interesting matchup to me. I think this is honestly, other than LSU, OU, this honestly to me is the most interesting series of the week. I think both are very good teams. They both win in very different ways. Auburn is a scrappy kind of team. Alabama's a very heavy bullpen team with obviously got stars like LeBron on their team. Who do you think takes this series?
Oh, it's interesting. I don't know, man. Auburn, is very scrappy. I mean, they got a lot of utility guys that play the field and pitch. Like, they just got dudes that can do whatever. So I think, honestly, it depends on who sets the tone Friday night. LeBron, that dude is legit. The dude's swinging the bat like no other. Rob Vaughn, I mean, they love playing behind that guy. I got Bama here. I don't even know what do I say sweep? I don't want to say sweep. Auburn's a great team, man, but Bama's hitting the baseball. I'm gonna go Bama 2-1. Yeah,
I'm with you there. I mean, I'd love to see Auburn go ahead and take this series just out of the hatred in my heart for Alabama. But I think Bama's gonna win. I do. And I don't really think I think it's gonna be close. I do. I think Auburn has a chance. I think there's a shot out there. Do I think they win? No. Friday night, Saturday night, that 1-2 punch Bama has, it's going to be too much for Auburn. I think Auburn loses another series, which sucks for them. But, hey, I still think they're a tournament team. Moving on, we got Arkansas and Missouri. I don't really think we need to talk much about this one. Missouri's terrible.
They're pretty bad, man.
They're honestly the worst SEC team I've ever seen in my life. Like, no, they're god awful. Like I saw somebody say earlier about Florida, A&M, Missouri, look who's the worst out of the three. I don't think it's even up for debate. Like Missouri is like terrible. Like I honestly think that my intramural softball team could beat them. That's how bad they are. So
yeah,
I think
if you're on the mound, maybe so.
Yeah, if I'm on the mound, if I'm at the plate, it doesn't matter. JT's going to rate. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. But anyways, moving on. We got South Carolina, Mississippi State, another interesting matchup. Both teams really kind of the bottom barrel half of the SEC, but both decent teams. I mean, South Carolina's coached by Paul Maneri in the game, and then Mississippi State, obviously, a blue blood program. Both of decent teams, in my opinion, but who do you think takes this series?
I got Mississippi State sweeping here. Honestly, I do. Mississippi State's a good program. I mean, they're hitting the ball well. Like I said earlier, they're batting around 300. They just got a bullpen figured out, starters figured out. And I think South Carolina is a perfect team to do that against. They're struggling right now. They're a little under 285 hitting, which, I mean, when you look at it in hindsight, it's not terrible. But they've got a lot of other issues going on. I think Mississippi State sweeps, puts them back up for a good matchup coming up after that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, it kind of sucks we're agreeing on all these games, but I'm with you, dude. I think Mississippi State's going to win the series. I don't think they sweep. I think they drop a game. I mean, that Sunday pitching was pretty bad against LSU. I mean, they got themselves in a hole. But, I mean, if they can get themselves without burying themselves in a hole, they could sweep. I could see South Carolina pulling off a win, but I'm with you, man. I think Mississippi State's going to win the series. I think they need a series win. They've just lost the past three series. And I mean, so is South Carolina, but they need it. So I think State wins this series. Moving on to another very interesting matchup, top 5 matchup, UT versus Georgia. I already know what you're gonna say, but who do you think wins this series?
Hey, there's nothing better than some Friday night baseball in the 5-1-2, huh? But no, dude, Texas is playing good. Max Ballou going out. That's a big deal. The kid's batting like 360. Previous Big 12 Player of the Year. That hurts. But the good thing about Texas is we got a lot of young guys that got a lot to prove. So some guys are going to have to step up. Like I said, if A-Rod's back, that's a big help. Dropping it on Tuesday to Texas State isn't good, but, I mean, Texas State's a program, man. They've got Texas' number. They've won the past 2 years. They also beat A&M on the road. So, I don't know. Teams are going to drop Tuesdays. It happens. So that's one of those things you kind of have to learn from your mistakes. Errors cost us big in that game. The Gasparino, they called that an error. The drop pop fly, there's no warning track in Austin, so the dude just didn't see the wall and
blaming a loss on your own field.
I'm not that. Hey, I'm not blaming the loss on that, but that's an error that, like, as a center fielder, that's your home park. You got to know better. And then Borba had an error at third as well, and he's been really struggling. He's one of my players where I just want to see him shine because that dude's got natural strength and power. That dude's huge, but he makes errors at third. I mean, it's been a conversation at third for a while. A-Rod has also been the same thing. His arm isn't as strong as what Borba's looks, but he's hitting the ball great. It's hard to keep that kid out of the lineup. So we need A-Rod back. Galvan being back on Tuesday is big. We need that dude behind the plate. I don't know, man. It's going to be a big series. Jared Spencer looks like the next coming of Hagen Smith, if you ask me. I mean, the dude's legit.
Oh my God, dude.
the dude's legit.
Bro, what are you smoking,
Bert,
bro?
hey, I mean, it's the Bert Auburn that we wanted to see during the football season.
Bro, dude,
so,
I'm sorry.
Bro. I'm sorry. It's just,
dude, he's not. Bro, Jared Spencer's a good pitcher, but Hagen Smith is crazy. Dude, he couldn't retire. Don't get started. Jared Spencer's a good pitcher, but he's not. He's far from Hagen.
I mean,
who do you think takes this series? You think UT does?
If we get A-Rod back, we get Galvan back in the lineup. Yeah, I got Texas taking it 2-1. It's in Austin. It's a 5 versus 3. I mean, it's a top 5 matchup. There's nothing better than this. So Jared Spencer comes out, has a day. Then we got Luke pitching on Saturday, steady guy coming in. Then we got Jason Flores coming behind him or whoever, Andre, who's been pitching great. He's been coming in and doing really good for us after he changed his arm slot at the beginning of the year. Dude, I've got Texas 2-1 here. Georgia's hitting the ball great, but this is going to be probably probably one of the better pitching staffs they've faced so far with the way Texas is pitching. I think Texas is top 3 in ERA right now with I think it's like a 3.1, something like that. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, man, both of these teams play very similar, or they're different styles of play, but both of them are very good at situational hitting. Like LSU, for instance, when y'all play it, when they played them, I mean, they went down on Saturday, they come back around, they score. I mean, that's how they won that series. I mean, UT is very good at that. They were down against Missouri in game 1, or was it game 2 that you guys were down, or was it game 2, wasn't it? Or
yeah, it was game 2. It was game 2.
Yeah. You guys came back right back and won. But at one point, Georgia was down 10-1 to Kentucky. They came back and won. So, I mean, both teams are very good at not counting themselves out. And I agree with you with A-Rod. If he can come back, I do think y'all take the series. The big thing for me is that Sunday matchup. I don't see Ruger losing a Sunday matchup. Honestly, he's my favorite pitcher on y'all's staff. Ruger and Volantis, that 1-2 punch on Sundays is deadly. So I think if it goes to a Sunday game, I think if y'all win Friday or Saturday, depending if Luke Harrison or Jared Spencer, whoever decides to take that win, because I don't think there's a world where either team sweeps. I just won't see that happening. I agree. I do think UT could win, but man, I think this is probably the best offense, or maybe them and LSU is right there with each other.
But, they are. That's right there, yeah.
I mean, man, this is a tough series. I think I'm not going to say Georgia's better than LSU. I think y'all proved y'all had a good team, but with those guys out, I mean, having Blue out is big. That hurts. And like I said, y'all lost the midweek. I know that. I mean, we all know death taxes and UT is always going to lose that midweek game. We already knew that.
Okay.
But I will say, man, I'll give you some here. I think UT picks off the win. Now, do I know if they win tomorrow or Saturday? I really don't know. I think y'all can win Friday. I think Saturday's the game y'all drop, honestly. I think Friday y'all win. I think Spencer's a lot better than Goldstein is. So I think you guys get up early. I think as long as you guys have a guy like Volantis or somebody come in and really close that gap for you guys, I think you guys just got to pound on them early. I think if you guys can do that, I think you guys take the series.
Man, it's with Baloo out, it's weird. We're now putting Farmer and right, Gasparino still in center, and then left field on Tuesday was Jaden Duplantier, who I love that kid. He's got a great glove, great arm, but he's got to find out his bat. So if A-Rod's back, that opens the door up for him to play or Borber to go play left field. So we'll go see what happens. We need Galvan back. Galvan's been on a hot streak. We need that guy back behind the plate. I mean, honestly, Georgia's pitching, to me, has to prove themselves. And I think what better weekend for them to do it against Texas, who's been hot hitting the baseball. So, I mean, they're right around like a 5 ERA as a pitching staff. So they've got a lot to figure out. If Texas hitting shows up, I don't see how Texas loses. I don't see a way. But we'll see. I think Texas takes 2 here.
All right, moving on. We got Florida versus Vanderbilt. And this game's interesting to me because 2 completely different sides. Vanderbilt's right at the middle of the pack as far as record goes in the SEC. And then you have Florida, who really has had one of their worst starts they've had in years. Yeah. Who do you think takes this series? Florida desperately needs a win, but, man, they just haven't found a way to win games. And Vanderbilt, I mean, they've kind of won the games they are supposed to win and then lost the ones that they were supposed to lose, right? So who do you think wins this series?
Florida confuses me, man. Like, I don't get it, man. They're 1-8 in SEC play, but, like, they've got a squad. Like, I'm confused on what's happening here. I mean, Vandy, I mean, like you said, I think Vandy's a good program, but once again, this is not the Vandy team that people think, that we're used to seeing with the Dansby Swansons and all of that stuff, the Carter Youngs and stuff like that. I don't know, man. To be honest, Florida has a lot to figure out. I think Vandy might sweep here, honestly. I don't know.
Again, I'm gonna walk on the danger zone here. I'm gonna go with Florida. I think Florida wins the series. I think this is a series they get their stuff together. I mean, they've got good arms. They've got bats. They just haven't been able to put it together. I think they put it together. I think they're in a similar situation as LSU was in last year when LSU dropped their first, 4 series. And then they needed that series against A&M. And once they got that running, they ended up being able to be a 2 seed. And obviously we all know what happened in Chapel Hill. But I think they can win this series. And I think this is a series they need to win. They've gotten Georgia out of the way. They've gotten Tennessee out of the way. Now, they're kind of starting to hit games. I mean, they've got tough games left. Don't get me wrong. But you've got 2 juggernauts out of the way. I think this is a series that they can win. So I think Florida wins this series 2-1. I think Vanderbilt obviously picks up a game after being swept. But, moving on from the SEC, we got a series. One of them starts tonight, North Carolina and Duke. 2 different storied programs. Duke was a team with a lot of high hopes. Really hasn't performed that well. And then you have North Carolina, who similar-ish boat, really hasn't looked great up until ACC play, and then has dropped some really tough series. North Carolina was a team I was very high on. They've kind of disappointed me, but I still have faith in that program. Who do you think wins this series?
I don't know. This is a toss-up for me. These 2 programs have had their struggles all year. They just doesn't make any sense to me. But I think Duke comes out with some fire in their butt and takes 3. No, they're not sweeping for sure. I think they take 2 out of 1. I think they win Friday, and then win Sunday. Honestly, I think Duke wins this year. North Carolina's been struggling, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna combat you here. I'm gonna go with North Carolina. I think they win 2-1. I think North Carolina could even sweep, honestly. I think they have guys like Gallagher who all they need is just that right pitch and they'll knock it out of the park. They have a great lineup. I mean, they lost. Obviously, Honeycutt was a huge loss for him. I mean, that kid's one of the best college baseball players I've ever seen play. Him going to the draft obviously hurt him, but I still think they have a good team and I think they've got a good pitching staff. I don't know. They've lost games. Maybe I'm a little too high on them. I don't know, but I do think they win. Duke has really not been that great. They've obviously won some series, but really just from the beginning of the year on, I've been disappointed in Duke. I think North Carolina wins the series 2-3. I think they could sweep, honestly, too.
Now, is this like LSU bias, or is this what honest?
No, it's not LSU bias. It's not. Dude, if we play North Carolina, we're sweeping them. I don't think that's up for debate. I really do. I think they have a good team. I think they have just had some tough series. I mean, they played Stanford. They lost that. And I mean, I guess Stanford's not as good as people thought either. I don't know. The ACC has kind of been like fish eat fish. It's been a lot different than the SEC. The SEC has been very top and bottom. I think this is going back to the SEC. I think this is one of the first years we've seen in a while where it's so top heavy. Yeah. I mean, there's a big difference between Missouri and Tennessee. Yeah. If there's a big drop off from, you get about the top 6 of the SEC and there's a kind of a big drop off. You have South Carolina and Mississippi State kind of in that middle, I guess Vanderbilt too. But after that, I don't know. I don't go off on a tangent. We can talk about it another time. Moving on, we got Florida State and Wake Forest. This is, in my opinion, a really good series. Wake Forest did, I believe, lost the series last week to Virginia Tech. But other than that, I mean, they did lose to Clemson, but that was a really good series a couple weeks ago. Florida State's looked great. They did drop a game against Notre Dame, which I was kind of confused about. But, I mean, Paul Maneri once said, it's hard to sweep. It's easy to get swept. So I will say I think Florida State takes this series against Wake Forest. I don't think they sweep, though. Who do you think wins this series?
Yeah, I got Florida State sweeping, man. I don't think there's too much to say there. I mean, I don't know much about Florida State. I don't think they're a team that's going to win it all, but I think Wake Forest has just struggled, man. I think Florida State sweeps. And they at least win Friday, Sunday. And then there's a good saying from the Occupy Left Field of all Texas guy, always win on Sunday, AWOS. So as long as you win on Sunday, you're either winning the series or you're not getting swept. So,
yeah, okay, we're over here just quoting our not alma maters, but our teams over here.
I got to shout the guys
say,
out.
Yeah, alma maters. We're Razorbacks to get that. Everyone, if you watch, but I will say I agree with you, dude. I think Florida State should sweep, but I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped a game. They have a very good team, and Florida State's an Omaha team. I'm putting this on record now, unless something crazy happens, like a meteor hits Earth or something. I think Florida State's an Omaha team. Moving on, Stanford, Georgia Tech. This is a very interesting series to me. Georgia Tech has been really overlooked this season. They really gave Clemson hell this past week, and they lost the series, but man, they could have won. Who do you think wins this? I mean, Stanford's a good baseball team. Georgia Tech's a scrappy baseball team. Who do you think wins?
Stanford is always a program that's going to be scrappy, whether they're ranked or not. Stanford always finds a way to win games. Georgia Tech, man, they gave up a good fight last week. I don't see a way Stanford loses, to be honest.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'm going to go with Georgia Tech. I think Stanford probably should win, but I think Georgia Tech's a better team this year, honestly. Maybe not as talented as Stanford is, but man, they really have done a good job of winning games. And I really thought for a point in time they were going to win that Clemson series. And Clemson is a top 3 team in the ACC, a top 10 team in the country. So yeah. I think Georgia Tech can beat Stanford. I think it's a very close series. I think it goes to a rubber on Sunday. But yeah, I think Georgia Tech wins. Moving on to our final game for the week, big rivalry matchup: Arizona versus Arizona State. Arizona's really up and down this season, very inconsistent. And then you have a team like Arizona State who has shocked a lot of people. They've played a lot better than people have thought. I'm still not completely sold on this Arizona State team, but then again, neither am on Arizona. Who do you think wins this matchup?
To be honest, I have not been able to catch a game of either Arizona or Arizona State. They both have similar records, 28 and 29. To be honest, to me, it's just going to me, who wants it more? I think it's at Arizona State. I don't know how their baseball crowd is there. I can't imagine it being insane, So, I mean, I'm going to go here with the hometown favorite just because I honestly have not been able to watch it too much. I'm going to go Arizona State.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Arizona here. I think Arizona's played tougher teams. They've showed the ability to win big games, but they've also showed the ability to play not very good in games that they should have won. So I think Arizona wins. It's a rivalry game. Give me Arizona here. Well, Bart, that seems to be the end of this podcast. Thank you for coming on here. Guys, we'll catch y'all next week. Thank y'all for watching.
Yep.